2023 elections, Nigerians saying APC's Tinubu-Shettima Muslim ticket doesn't matter, must prepare to fight Islamic terrorists, Anglican primate says. Now that is true. In these 7 years of reign of the APC, we've had the highest trouble from terrorist activities in the country. And names have been mentioned that are supporting the terrorist activities, and still government does not have the balls to call them to order or arrest them. So this man is correct. The cleric, however, appreciated the barrage of negative reactions that followed the APC's decision and asked Nigerians to reject the move using their votes. The primate of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Henry Ndokuba, has described the choice of the ruling APC to field Muslim presidential and vice presidential candidates in the 2023 election as an affront to Christians. The APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu and his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, are Muslims. The issue has sparked a national debate over whether it is ideal for a party to present a same-faith presidential ticket. However, as condemnation continues to trail the party's decision in some quarters, the primate has called on Nigerians to reject the party and vote it out, adding that APC's decision to go with a same-faith ticket was a calculated plot to Islamize Nigeria. And it's not far from the truth. The cleric insisted that if Nigerians vote for the party, religious and social discrimination and open public enforcement of the Sharia law will be done in some parts of the country. A situation where the ruling party, the APC, is not considerate to the religious sensitivities of the citizens of this nation is to deliberately hurt a cross-section of citizens. For the Christians, it is an affront that shows that what is most feared is being done. Daily Sun reports that the primate stated this during a meeting of the Standing Committee of the Church of Nigerian Anglican Communion in Abuja. He said Nigerians, as we know it, will cease to exist, and those who say that it does not matter must be prepared to fight the terrorists who would want to take it beyond your so-called civilized understanding. We must get it clear that because of religious and ideological differences, we may be using the same words and terminology, but our understanding and perceptions are never the same. And that's true. The activities for the general elections of 2023 are picking up. There is a need for strengthening and straightening out the internal democracy in the political parties. The more worrisome is the insensitivity and display of impunity by political leaders, especially in the two prominent big parties. I'm sure it's referring to PDP and the APC. The cleric, however, appreciated the barrage of negative reactions that followed the APC's decision and asked Nigerians to reject the move using their votes when the time comes in 2023. The Anglican primate, however, suggested a political merger between northern and southern-based political parties across the tribal, religious, and ideological divides, having good connectivity at the grassroots and the youth, describing it as a game changer in 2023 elections. No one political party has all the solutions to our national challenges, and we must learn to manage our diversities, which are God's gift to us, and they are our strength. Of course, there is strength in diversity. We need a third force to break the political quagmire. The big parties have taken the citizens for granted for a very long time, but there are other viable alternatives now if proper and sincere negotiations are done. Time is running out, he said. So this man has told us now that what is happening in APC by choosing the Muslim ticket is not what we should accept, because it is an attempt to Islamize Nigeria. And actually, they have been making that attempt, but it has not worked. But Nigeria has gotten too big for each tribal group to think they can overrun the entire country for their own selfish interest. And he has also said that there's need for us to join force in our diversities. There is strength in diversity, which is actually supposed to be a blessing and our strength and not a curse. Unfortunately, that diversity has been negatively applied in the country, and that is why we are so-called divided across our religious and ethnic lines. And that shouldn't be supposed to be our strength. He is also saying that the two political parties, the big giants, which are basically the APC and PDP, actually have used impunity all these years, and those impunities in governance have actually not led us anywhere. And now we should look at the alternative, which is in place right now. I'm sure the man of God doesn't want to, or did not want to come up plainly to talk about Labour Party. But when you look at the political parties dragging waves in this country today, there are basically three: the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party. And it is time to swing over to the alternative. Well, the alternative can mean APC to someone else, PDP to someone else, and Labour Party to someone else. The truth about it is that we should look inwards and look at what has played out before, and look at how we can do things differently this time to turn the negative tide to positive this time around. So people should now analyze the political parties, the activities ongoing, the impunities expressed by some politicians, and look at the political parties where they are and see how they can be avoided using our votes. The man of God sincerely said we should use our votes to vote them out, because they have actually not done us anything good in the past. So that is what the man of God has said. There are no big comments here to be shared. You just put your thoughts. It's not a new information. It's not a new thing. But again, the analysis around the Muslim ticket is still ongoing, and it's not something going down well with Christians across the country. There's no one fit that should overrule the rest. There should be fairness in practice of religion across the country, as Nigeria is a secular state. Thank you for listening, and put your comments below. Nigerians should be prepared to do the needful in the upcoming election. That is my submission in this matter.